Well, hey, men and boys, today we're in Proverbs chapter 2. And before we take a look at what I've highlighted here in these first few verses, I want to just ask you a question. What is it that you seek hard after in your life? What is it that you're really excited about? What's the sport or the hobby or the subject in school or whatever? I don't know. What is the thing that you are going hard after in your life? A word for that is pursuing. What is it that you're pursuing in your life? And now I want you to take a look at what Solomon says we should be going hard after in our lives. Look at the words that Solomon uses here to describe our pursuit of wisdom. He says, "My child, listen to what I say, treasure my commands, concentrate on understanding, cry out for insight, search for them as you would for silver, seek them like hidden treasures." Now be honest, did wisdom make your list just a minute ago? Probably not. For most people, especially young people, but guys, older guys, let's admit it, sometimes for us, it's easy for us to go after other things in our lives and to miss out on the more important things. And what Solomon is saying here, and it really is timeless wisdom that still makes sense today, is he said, I want you to go hard after wisdom like you go hard after your career or your grades or that medal in sports or, that new position on that team, young people. Solomon is saying you should treasure wisdom even more than those things. In verse 9 says, "Then you will understand what is right, just, and fair, and you will find the right way to go." And remember, that's what the book of Proverbs is doing for us. It's showing us not just how to think about faith, it's actually showing us how to live out our lives every day in the light of God's word, in the light of his truth. And then he says this in verse 12, "Wisdom will save you from evil people." And in verse 16, "Wisdom will save you from the immoral woman." Let's connect the dots here from the top of this chapter to these verses right here. I think what Solomon is saying, and you probably have noticed this in your own life as well, is that if you seek hard after wisdom, if you're really trying to make right choices, then it will impact the people that you hang out with, whether it's your buddies, or whether it's the girls you're hanging out with, right? And so I think one of the questions that you can ask as you study chapter 2 together with your other guys in your world is look around and say, who is it that I'm hanging out with? Someone said that we are essentially the average of the people that we hang out with. So look at who you're hanging out with. Are they godly influences in your life? Now, that doesn't mean you can't hang out with people who aren't Christians, but it does mean that you need to be surrounded by good, solid influences. If you want to seek wisdom, if you want to learn how to live righteously, live according to God's word and his standard, then who you surround yourself with is of the utmost importance. So talk about that with your guys as you study Proverbs chapter 2 together today.